Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the November 3rd meeting of the Wayne City Council. If I could have everybody please silence their phones and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Roll call. Mayor Racy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brock. Absent. Councilman Dowd,
Here.
Councilwoman Was,
Here.
Councilman Quarles,
Here.
Councilman Darwich,
Here.
Councilwoman Lawrence.
Here.
A quorum is present tonight. First item on the agenda is to approve the agenda.
Move to approve, Loss.
Support Darwish. Any questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2, City Council minutes. 2A, regular meeting minutes of October 21st, 2025.
Move to approve, Lawrence.
Support Quarles.
Questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Public questions regarding items on the agenda. Public comment is conducted in accordance with applicable laws. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes, which will begin when the speaker approaches the podium, unless the time is extended by a majority vote of City Council. All public comments shall be directed to the City Council, and they shall not respond. Public comment shall not be disruptive. Any violator of public comment procedures may be ordered to be seated immediately or removed by the chairperson of the meeting or the chairperson's designee.
Okay. Any public questions regarding items on the agenda this evening? Any questions on the agenda this evening? Okay, seeing none, please move the agenda.
Item number 3, boards, commissions, and committees. 3A, approval of the appointment of Thomas Buckaloo, Parkview Drive, to the Board of Review as an alternate to fill an unexpired term to expire December 2025.
Move to approve Dowd.
Support Darwish. Okay, we got a few things on Mr. Buckaloo. I think some people may know that he was a Wayne Westland community school teacher at John Glenn from 1968 to 2009, American history, coaching, class sponsor, and driver's education. He also has a BA from Eastern Michigan University, an MA, and also a degree from Wayne State University. He was on the Wayne Westland Board of Education from 2010 to 2022. And he just wanted to, this is what he wrote about why he feels like he would be an asset to the commission, that he's willing to listen and learn. I have always had a strong sense of fair play. My brief experience teaching economics in 6 years of school board treasurer, including training through the Michigan Association of Schools Board, may help provide insight at times. So with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 3B is approval of the appointment of Chad Ryder, 32236 West Michigan Avenue, to the Downtown Development Authority for a 4-year term to expire in October of 2029.
Move to approve Quarles.
Support Darwish. Okay, and a few things on Chad. He is works for Wayne Risa in Wayne. He's the director of technology operations from 2017 to present. He's responsible for managing the team of IT professionals and provide internet technology services to Wayne County School District. He also went to Lawrence Technological University, Cleary University, with a bachelor's degree and Schoolcraft associate's degree, and has a master's from Lawrence, I'm sorry. And then why he feels like he'd be an asset to the board. I would be an asset to the Downtown Development Authority because I am deeply invested in the vitality of the downtown Wayne through my ownership of both commercial and residential properties in the city, as well as my long time employment at Wayne Risa. I have a strong desire to see downtown continue to develop into a place where merchants can thrive and residents can enjoy high quality of life. My experience as a property owner gives me balanced understanding of needs of both business and tenants and community members. I'm committed to fostering collaboration, encouraging responsible development, and supporting improvements that make downtown more attractive, accessible, and vibrant. So with that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, general items. 4A is approval of the Department of Public Works purchase of 3 2026 Ford F-250 pickup trucks from Gorno Ford in Woodhaven, Michigan, for a total amount of $179,595. This will be paid from the water and sewer funds.
Move to approve, Dowd.
Support West.
Okay, any questions from council?
Uh,
Yes.
I'll give Dave a minute to get up here. Dave, is there a reason that we didn't go to Dimmer?
Yeah, so the purchase of these vehicles is through a My Deal contract, so this has already been bid out for the best government pricing we can get, and Denver doesn't participate in it. So we're actually getting them cheaper than Denver could get them to us.
Mayor,
Yes.
just for the record of everybody at home, can you, I know you gave us the supporting records on what this are replacing, but if you could talk about the truck's age.
Yeah, the current ones that it's gonna be replacing in our fleet is gonna be a 2006 F-250, and then we have two 2008 F-250s that are both, all three of them are well over 50,000 to 60,000 miles, but have a lot of hours on them. They're close to 10,000 hour trucks, because they've just worked, they're workhorses, so.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
are we trading those in, or are we going to sell them, or?
What we do with them is we take them to an auction, and then once we get the best price we can from an auction, it goes back into the fund that it was spent from.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dave.
Yes.
And just for the record, this was a budgeted item?
Yes, we had leftover money because we had such a good deal on our vac truck, so we're using those funds to upgrade our fleet.
Thank you.
Can you explain what My Deal is for people that don't know what it is?
It's a Michigan procurement site, so that all government agencies can go to it. What it is they put together a contract that's bid out, so this has already been bid out at the best pricing. I'm not quite sure who picks out the packages, but there's somebody that picks out all the packages of what it is, and it's pretty standard features for all government agencies. You can purchase anything from our DPW vehicles to police cars. I think when I was looking through it, I saw even the new police interceptor trucks that they get, the F-150s, those are in there too now. So, but it's all the best pricing you can get.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
And will this be retrofitted with the fittings, with the city emblems?
We'll put the emblems and the radios in, because we do all that in-house. We'll just transfer the radios from the trucks that we're getting rid of, because our radio system was fairly new. I think we've got it about 5 years ago, so we can still use it.
I just have one more question, if I may.
Yeah.
If approved, when is the city looking to take delivery?
6 to 8 weeks, because we're ordering them.
Okay, any other questions from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 4B is approval of the fire department purchase of 2 Stryker power stair chairs in the amount of $19,119 to be paid from an Assistance to Firefighters grant.
Move to approve, Darwish.
Support West.
You wanted to hear from the chief, or you guys good? Any questions? You good? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks.
Item number 5 is administration reports.
City manager.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm going to open by deferring to the clerk so she can speak on the election.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. So I just wanted to remind everybody tomorrow's Election Day, and remember all 3 precincts are held at Hype Center now. We did hold early voting. It wasn't as good a turnout as we thought it what we wanted it to be. For the total of 3 days of early voting, we had a total of 19 voters come in. And some of them were the election workers themselves and their spouses. So anyways, tomorrow, another chance to, if you haven't already voted, stop by the Hype Center. I have 2 of my star election workers right here. I have Tim. Yes, you. And then John. They've been doing them for a while now, and they're pros at it. Makes my job a lot easier, and I so appreciate them. Tim actually is the setup guy, so he goes ahead of time. And once the DPW guys, which help tremendously as well, deliver the equipment, he sets it all up for them. So the election workers just need to go in the morning, get their paperwork out, and hit the ground running. So tell your family, everybody you know, tomorrow, if they're a registered voter in Wayne, tomorrow's the day to go do it if you haven't already gotten your absentee ballot. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The next 2 items I actually have 3 items. The next 2 are going to be updates on our projects, because as you can see, they are moving right along. So they've been pouring all weekend. Here, I don't know if you've had a chance to go look at Gowdy Park, but it's coming together and it's so beautiful. I know Lori is emotional, but she was moved to tears today looking at it come together. She said it's the prettiest thing they've ever done in the city of Wayne since she's worked here. So it's really, really coming together beautifully. I can tell you that the contractors will continue to pour the flat work in front of the stage. Then they will pour the ramps on the sides of each stage, of each side of the stage. And then that weather is expected to, work is expected to complete this week if the weather cooperates, and it's supposed to, but we live in Michigan. And then the landscape irrigation system is gonna run throughout this week, and then will be winterized for next year, early next week, because the temperatures are gonna start to go down. And then, the replacement beam for the roof came in. So if you notice that there's only half of the roof put up there, it's because one of the beams on the other side wasn't built right, and it wasn't, well, there was a bad weld or something on it. So they had to send and get away and get another one, but we received it on Friday. But now we have a bunch of wet concrete out there, so now they have to wait until the rest. And the concrete is a bigger hurry because of the weather. So we're gonna hold that till we're done doing the concrete this week, and then early next week, they're gonna come up, put the beam up, and then they're gonna complete the roof. And then it's gonna look really super awesome. And then the only thing that'll be left to do is the cultured stone that's gonna be tapered up along the columns. And then a punch list of any little things that need to be done. I can tell you, we are adding the cleanup of the sidewalk when you come down the stairs on the side of the banquet hall. There's a concrete walkway that's busted up pretty bad. And in order to put the fencing in, that's the other thing they're going to be doing this week, is putting the fencing in. And it's just a decorative fence. Is got to be pulled out. So we're going to have that pulled out and filled in, just so it's not a tripping hazard and it doesn't look horrible while we're doing this. We were looking into options with the steps that run along the building. They're certainly outside of code and they're in bad disrepair, but we co-own them with the person that owns the building, who has let us know unequivocally that they do not want them tore out. So we are going to be looking into then replacing them. But if we replace them, the bid we got is $52,000, and we'll be looking for that business owner then to split the cost. Okay, so we have a meeting with him later on this week. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll keep you updated on that. And I think that covers Gowdy. So it's moving right along. It should be completely done by the end of the month, and we're really super excited about it. And then the parking structure. So if you've seen any recent pictures, the curbs have been poured for the parking lot, for the new parking lot by the library. It's really looking super nice over there, the way they have the sidewalks and the light posts. So it's just going to be so much safer and convenient for our residents that use the library, instead of parking in that dingy old parking structure and, taking your chances and then walking across through that lot. You know, if you're by yourself at night, I mean, it gets dark at 5:30 at night. This way, they'll be right in front of the building. It'll be safe, it'll be lit, it'll be, you know, new parking lot, so it's gonna be beautiful, but they expect to have it poured completely by Veterans Day, which is this next week. The thing is it can't be utilized until the end of the month, because though they stopped the work on, well, they slowed down the work and turned the focus to the parking lot again because of the weather, all right, they had to get that parking lot done first. They're still gonna be moving the remainder of that debris out. So we'll have all kinds of truck activity going in and out, and they don't feel that it's safe to have pedestrians or people in the mix while they're doing that. So the next 2 weeks, they'll be moving the rest of the debris out and restoring the ground. And then by December 1st, everything should be open. They'll bring the fencing down. I mean, again, if the weather cooperates. It's all weather dependent. I have to preface everything in construction with the darn weather, because it's November in Michigan, and, you know, anything can happen. So, but that's the plan. Everything's moving along as planned, and it's just gonna be amazing improvements when they're done to the city. I'm super excited about them, and then next year we can get into to phase 2 of Gowdy and Atwood Park and JC Park and the pickleball courts and the walk path, and just keep rolling with this phenomenal momentum. So it's great. And before I close in my administrative report, I want to introduce all of you to my new confidential assistant. And so Elena Brosh is my new confidential assistant. Elena comes to us with a master's degree in public policy from the University of Michigan. She did a 2-year internship with the city of Royal Oak. And I've already got her assigned to the charter revision and the handbook update. So those are 2 of our biggest governing doctrines that need a lot of work. We know that we have to elect next year a charter revision committee from the public, but we don't want to give them this document that was written in 1950. I mean, we are going to give them the original document, but I've also had input from all the different department heads. For example, the fire chief suggested that we call his fire personnel firefighters instead of firemen, because there was only firemen in 1958. So the IT department will actually be in the charter, because in 1958, IT didn't exist. So we are working through that. We got updates from all the different department heads on what they know has changed since that charter was written. We've looked at other charters from other communities, and they're anywhere from 5 to 10 pages long. Ours is this long, because it incorporates all kinds of things that move and change constantly that should never have been in the charter. For example, anything that's governed by a collective bargaining agreement is going to change every 3 years. Are you going to go to the vote of the people every time you negotiate a collective bargaining agreement? So it's crazy that it was ever done the way it was done, but it was, and we all inherited it. But Elena is working on the pulling the documents together from the input from all the department heads that can show you what's changed in state law. Just so the public knows, the city has followed state law that trumps local ordinance, local charters law anyway, home rule charters. So we stay in compliance with the law. So regardless of what our charter says, if there's changes to state law that contradict the existing charter, we have been implementing state law, so we stay in compliance with the law. But we have this outdated document that really needs to be updated, and rather than hand it off to people cold from something that is 70 years old, we are going to we ran it through all of our people. Elena's going to compare it with some other recently done, like the city of Clawson just redid theirs, East Lansing just redid theirs. I mean, other communities are doing them, updating them now. We're taking a look at their table of contents. What is best practices that you put in a charter? What do you handle in other documents, right? So we're going to go through that only so that we can, and then we're going to run it through our attorneys, right? So that when it comes time to elect the charter commission and work with all of the members of council, you guys will have some form of reference as to what is current best practices, okay? And some of the modifications we need to make us to take us from where we are to where we need to be. So Elena's working on that, and she's also working with Elise and I on the handbook, the employee handbook, that, and we would like to get that completed as part of this year's goals, is just to bring it up to date with changes in any kind of policies that are recommended by SHRM, which is the, basically the headquarters for government HR policies. And so she's working closely with Elise on that too. And those are two of our biggest governing documents internally and externally. So her public policy background came to us at just the right time. That's the key to hiring people in municipal government, is you want to align your current needs with that person's skill sets. If you can get, because there's people that go into all different types of backgrounds, but just because they're a planner, or an engineer, or a city manager for that matter, they all come from different backgrounds and have different experiences and different strengths. And if you can align your current needs with that's it, right in someone's wheelhouse, I mean, you're gonna get your best outcome there. So we've been lining them up, and I think she's gonna make a great addition to the team. So I just wanted you to be able to put a name with the face, and this is our wonderful council, and this is Elena Brosh. Thank you.
Ready to move? Now it's time for public comments for matters not on the agenda. Public comment is conducted in accordance with applicable laws. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes, which will begin when the speaker approaches the podium, unless the time is modified by a majority vote of City Council. All public comments shall be directed to City Council. They shall not respond. Public comment shall not be disruptive. Any violator of public comment procedures may be ordered to be seated immediately or removed by the chairperson of the meeting or the chairperson's designee.
Okay. Any public comments on matters not on the agenda this evening? Mr. Amos?
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name's Vern Amos. I'm the crossing guard supervisor for here in Wayne, and we're in dire need of a couple substitute people. If you're interested, please go to the police station and fill out, excuse me, and fill out an application. They'd be happy to accept your application and process it and see what we can do. We can use, I believe, 2, Chief. We used to have 2, so I guess we're still looking for 2. Have been for a couple years now. We don't use them very often, but when we do need them, it's nice to have one available. My other question is the construction across from Karma Coffee. They put boards up over, where in place of the windows. That's been there for several weeks now. I think we have an ordinance that says they need to be painted. That would help the bad eyesight there. Another question would be, what's going on with supposed Dan's Ice Cream Shop? Is that a Lifetime construction site? Or do they reapply for an application for, their construction? How are we taxing that? Are we increasing their taxes on a yearly basis for a vacant building? And had one other one. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else this evening? Public comments for matters not on the agenda?
Good evening, City Council and Mayor. I appreciate you allowing me to step up. My name's Tim Timmer. Been resident pretty much all my life. I was gonna talk about that building across the street because I own like 60% of the property on its south side. I live right on Park Street, so it's right there. But I won't talk about that because Bob Watson gave me a call while I was waiting to get my car fixed, so I didn't really have a good conversation with him. But I know that I've been told that I can contact him with any questions I have regarding that building. What I would like to bring up is the fact that I think y'all raised the speed limits this year coming through town. Michigan Avenue and Wayne Road, I think went from 30 to 35, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know whether they put new signs up. I think it used to be 30, not sure, but I just didn't know whether there was a study, because there's 24 apartments going to be on Michigan Avenue, and when people are going westbound on Michigan Avenue, once they hit Elizabeth and then the light changes, they're doing 50 before they go underneath the viaduct, and they don't have to stop until they get to Newburgh. So I don't know whether those apartments are going to be a problem with all the residents, and then the Caribou Coffee across the street, that might be some sort of an issue. So I just didn't know whether the city did any type of study to make sure that that's not going to be a problem with the raised speed limit going through there. So again, I will give my bullet points on my list. I'll call Bob, and hopefully we'll talk about it, and we'll see what can be done. Because again, I'm worried about my property value, and it just doesn't look good. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening? Any other public comment for matters not on the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, please move the agenda.
Now it's time for comments from members of City Council.
Okay. Councilman Darwish?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to bring up how nice Gowdy Park has been looking in the improvements. I just wanted to compliment that and the fine job that's happening. I'm excited to see how it's going to look when it's finished. And then also the success of the Hype for Halloween event and the collective sponsors and businesses in our beautiful city that help, make that happen. And we had I think we counted over 1,800 children that came through, and it was a total of 3,000 people, from cities all around. And so it was a great success. So I want to thank all, the sponsors and businesses in our beautiful community. And then I wanted to mention that sorry about that. It's the Goodfellows will be at Hype, and the applications are in the front lobby here and at Hype as well. And then you can drop off those applications on November 6th, which is a Thursday, November 13th and the 20th, and between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. each day. And then the pickup will be on December 4th between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. at Hype Athletics. And then also, if you're mailing in the applications, please send them to P.O. Box 472, Wayne, Michigan 48184. And if you have any questions, please contact this phone number, 734-722-9319. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay. Councilman Lawrence?
First of all, I'd like to welcome Elena. I'm super excited about the charter revision. Yay. We went to the ribbon cutting ceremony for the mural last week, and me, my husband, and son walked over to see Gowdy Park. It's beautiful, and that stage is phenomenal. I did not expect it to stand out as well as it did. So I'm super excited to see the concerts back in Gowdy Park. So we did the trunk or treat. That was amazing. What a great time. I have never seen that many people line up around the building. Just fascinating, and it was great to see all the little kids dressed up. The parents were having fun. Some of the parents were dressed up. So that was a really good time, and with that, I'll pass.
Okay. Councilwoman Was.
Welcome, Elena. Happy to have you here. Excuse me. Yeah, that trunk or treat thing was, I swear I kept going, are there 5,000 kids here? There were kids lined up. It was crazy. It was very cool, and we thank Hype for putting that on and making it an event. The bounce house and the cider and donuts and their music, it was fun. So, and I love seeing the littles. And I don't get very many kids at my house, so that was just a blast, so. And then, yeah, the ribbon cutting for the mural, that was very cool. That looks so good. Super excited about that, and did the same, walked around to see the amphitheater. That looks really good as well. Reminder to everyone, you still do have time to vote. If you have an absentee ballot, you can still bring it in tomorrow. So, like someone in my house has an absentee ballot, not me, but did not turn it in yet, and I have to turn it in for her tomorrow. So you can still do that tomorrow. So take the time to vote. The last thing I was gonna say is it's starting to get colder, so anyone out there who has older neighbors like I do, go check on them. You aren't going to see them as often. Please make sure you're checking on your neighbors. So with that, I'll pass.
Councilman Quarles.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to say, at least, Elena, you have the right colors from the U of M. So I appreciate you coming. I'm glad you're here. Go blue. And I want to say to Hype, I didn't make it down there. I was sick, unfortunately. I heard our pretend DJ was dressed up down there, so he thought he was going to be the DJ on the mural. It still didn't work. But thank Hype. I mean, you guys do such a great job down there. Robbie, and you and I talked, and you know, the MMA fighting and all the activities that you have going on down there is just a blessing, a real blessing to our city. I think that more people should get involved with the Hype. That is our outreach for our kids. And I just want to say a personal thank you. And I appreciate that. The ribbon cutting, oh my gosh, that was so cool. And to see that amphitheater out there, that is just crazy. And you guys have done such a good job, Diane, your whole staff, Dave. Every time I look around, there's improvements everywhere. I'm waiting for the splash pad because John's going to wear a Speedo. So I'm just saying that's phase 2. And with that, I want to tell everybody too, last thing, you know, the SNAP program, if you've been watching the news, what they're going to reinstate it, they're not going to. We have a lot of people in our neighborhood and in our friends and family that need food. And take time. I know Cross Point, they have a little, I don't know what it's called, like a little cover where you put food in. Take time to think about other people that may need something. Spend $10 and take some canned goods to one of the pantries or something. Remember that, you know, the less fortunate, and if you can do it, it's really a great thing. And with that, I'll pass.
Okay, Councilman Darroch.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to first welcome Elena to the team. We certainly are a small group, but we're a mighty group, and I'm sure that you'll fit right in and have great success in the years to come. So welcome aboard. Looking at the pumpkin contest that was last week at the library, I don't know if there are a bunch of artists that are now employed at the library, but those pumpkins were next level quality in look and appearance. So it's fun to see that. the enthusiasm for a holiday like Halloween, which truly, I think, was visible at Hype Trunk or Treat. To see the families come out, to see the parents dressing up, see the kids excited, to see parents smiling with their kids, it's always nice to be involved with something like that in a way that is positive. I too attended the ribbon cutting. The artistry on the DIA art installment is fantastic. Certainly, I know John's wife was part of that too, in helping. So pretty sure that picture or outline was probably not of you.
Wow.
I measured the heads, they match within centimeters, size of the head, so, and those are life-size people there, so. Anyways, and lastly, I want to wish a belated happy birthday to my sister. She celebrated her 65th birthday yesterday, and I know she watches the meetings, and I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday. And with that, I'll pass.
Okay, a few things this evening. The Councilman Quarles talked about the SNAP issues, and Mike and Mona's Bistro US 12 is having a food drive so that the next week or so that you can drop off food, and that's all going to go to St. Mary's, to the John Boldy, to be able to help fill up their facility. They're running low already, and we just need to try to make sure that there's food here in the community for people that need it. So if you have stuff, you can drop it off over at the Mike and Mona's US 12, and they will get it over to the John Boldy. And then, if you didn't get a chance to see the museum this October, they did a phenomenal job decorating that. We had our Rotary meeting there last week, and they've been doing some events there, and what an awesome job they did in the museum. There's a lot of potential that we could even do. I think they can be done further with that just because of the level of what that is. You guys would be very surprised how great of a thing it just keeps getting better and better. They keep adding things every year. So hats off to everybody over at the museum. Did a great job. The Hype Up for Halloween, awesome event again this year. Just tons and tons of people, and it was great to see that people coming out and continue to see that event grow. I think it's becoming a staple type of event that people know that's something that Halloween Hype's the place to go for trunk or treat. So great job over there at Hype. And I also mentioned it, I'm not sure it was last meeting or the meeting before, I'd like to try to work on a partnership of what that means between the city and Hype. And if the council doesn't have an issue, I'd like to put a committee up on the next agenda. And I think if everybody's fine with that, I would like to have Rabi and Kathy be on that just because of their experience over there. And then I'd like to be on that committee too, just from experience on getting that all set up when we became partners and what the expectations were, and then work with the administration on that. But to start having some discussions on what that framework is to help guide that with the administration. So if anybody from council has an issue with that, please let me know. But I'm going to put that on the next agenda for trying to get that moving for the future. Let's see. Also, I don't know if you noticed, there's a building across the street, close to, on the Karma Coffee side, that they've been doing a phenomenal job. It's the Allstate and Jackson Hewitt building. They just did a new facade on the front, and there's just a lot of changes happening over there. So once we get through all this construction and all these different things, that whole area is going to be really dynamite. Just taking a little longer than what we'd hoped, but that was they worked with the DDA on on the front of that building, and I'm really excited to see how they came out. It's a big improvement on that building. So make sure you take a look at that on Michigan Avenue. And then the one last thing, and if you I wanted to just mention this before it gets colder and we have more issues, but I think all of us know that there's an issue that we need to try to figure out how to address it in a better way. We've got a homeless problem here in the community. That it just seems like there's more and more homeless people that are coming, and how do we handle that? So I'd like to see the administration put some recommendations on how we better do that. I do know that I hear from residents that don't feel safe on the trails because of some of that, and what can be done. Where do we take people? How do we do stuff? Is there, just all those different things of how we do that. But I do not want people not to feel safe to come down in the downtown and create the stigma of that, because we're doing so much improvement. We want people to come down and enjoy our town, and we've got to just make sure that people feel safe. So do you guys have an issue with the administration looking at that and giving us some recommendations for the future? Okay. With that, let's move the agenda. Thank you.
Item number 6, closed session. 6A, council will enter into closed session via MCL 15.2681H to discuss a legal memo containing attorney-client communications, advice, and work product from attorney Carlito H. Young from Rosati Schultz Law Firm.
Move to go into closed session?
Support Quarles.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Councilwoman Was,
Yes.
Councilman Quarles,
Yes.
Councilman Darwich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lawrence,
Yes.
Mayor Racy.
Yes.
Motion
The time is
carries.
6:42, and we are going to close session.
Move to
Motion to
close
come out
the
of
closed
closed.
session.
Support Quarles.
Okay, roll call?
Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Councilwoman Was,
Yes?
Councilman Quarles.
Yes.
Councilman Darwich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lawrence.
Yes.
Mayor Racy.
Yes.
That motion carries. And then we move on to 6C, which would be, we need a motion to approve or disapprove the settlement recommendation of Attorney Carlito H. Young from Rosati Schultz and Law Firm.
I make a motion to approve the settlement recommendation of Attorney Carlo H. Young from the Rossetti Schultz Law Firm.
Support Darwish.
Okay. Roll call?
Do a roll call. Councilman Dowd,
Yes.
Councilwoman Was,
Yes?
Councilman Quarles,
Yes.
Councilman Darwich,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lawrence,
Yes.
Mayor Racy.
Yes.
This motion carries. A motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn, Was.
Support Lawrence.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Have a great night.